guys, welcome back to Behind the Screen series. And today I'm going to show you some more techniques about the MacBook and trying to explain you about the behind the screen means that what exactly the operating system can do and what is the terminal and how we can work with some of the commands in terminal. So MacBook is a very nice Mac OS is a very good operating system. You can see we have a desktop, this kind of view, and you have folders which we created in the last session as well. So this is a Soulful Explorer folder, and you can see that whenever we are working with the MacBook, normally we start some application, right? For instance, I can start photos, and I can start, let's say, Zoom, right? Zoom application, right? And this is a Zoom application I can start. So when I start multiple application, I can use command tab to switch on that, right? You can see that I have Zoom, I have photos, I have this Finder, QuickTime Player, and then I have Terminal, Safari. So Shift tab, I can switch to different application, right? But sometime what happens, my application gets stuck. For instance, my Zoom is stuck here and I want to close it, so cross doesn't work. So what I do is I go to the Apple menu and I go force quit. In the force quit, I see the applications which are open. So you can see the Zoom US is open. I can click force quit, and when I click force quit, you see Zoom is closed. So you can close any of the application like that, right? So let's start Zoom again, and I'll show you another technique to close the application using terminal. That's called the behind the screen. So let's activate the terminal. You know the terminal is here, but if you want to activate a terminal another way, so if you don't have it in the tray, you can do again command space, and there's a spotlight search. You can write terminal, and when you write terminal here, you can click this terminal application and you can see it started like that, right? And if you want to make it a big size, you can definitely maximize your window. And then here you see there is a prompt called percentage prompt, where you can write ls, that can list all your files, which I already showed you that ls is a command in MacBook or Unix operating system. That means list files or documents. So you can see all these folders are there, and when I use ls-l means long list, I see that this desktop, document, download, these are all directories, right? You can see D means directory. If I have a file, it will not show that D means it's a directory. Now there is one good command that can show all the processes. Process means any application. All the application you run, when you start any application, that becomes a process which is running in your computer, right? In your MacBook or in your Windows. In order to see the Zoom process, right? It is running behind the screen. There is a command called PS. PS means process. When you write PS, it will tell you that terminal is running, but it will not show you the other application process, right? So in order to see other application process, you have to write PS dash U means user, and the user is Soulful Explorer, right? How do I know my username? Let's find out first. What's the username? Who am I? Who am I will tell you that you are a Soulful Explorer. That's the username, right? And now I can write a command called ps-u, and then I can search, paste this Soulful Explorer. It will tell you all the process that is running in the background. So there are some system processes, all these applications which are running in the background. And since I want to see my Zoom is stuck, and what I did last time, I used the force quit command here, but here there is a kill command which can be run in the behind the screen. So I can search for the Zoom process. How do I search? I go Control F and I'll search Zoom. You can see this is the process Zoom is running, and actually the process ID for this is 1264. Okay, you see Zoom is 1264 and 1265. So basically Zoom is 1264, right? So how do you know this is a process ID 1264? If you scroll up, you will see this is called PID, okay, process ID. So again, let's see if I don't type it wrong, 1264. Now you can see Zoom is open in the behind the screen, right? Behind this window, and I'm writing a command called kill, K-I-L-L, K-I-L-L. Okay, let me go a little bit, clear my screen. Kill, and the process ID is 1264. Okay. When I click enter, as soon as I click enter, you will see this window will disappear. You see, that process is gone. That's the same thing what we are doing with the force quit. So I'm showing you what is actually the operating system, how these commands are used in the operating system. When I started my career in 1989, there was a disk operating system. Then I worked in early 90s in Unix operating system, and then Mac OS, and then Windows, and then Mac, and now we have Android operating system as well as we have iOS, which is a iPhone operating system. So we are actually, when we boot up our machine, actually operating system helps to start the machine, and then it does all the file management. File management, you can list the file, you can make directory, you can create folder, you can move files from here and there. And similarly, there is one important command which we learned today is called PS, process, right?